Oh, goody.
Alright, what's up everybody? This is Zombies here again. And today we have another team comp video for you. So this is actually probably my favorite comp in the game and in the current meta right now. And it is Big Stomp. So we actually get our name here from the Thunderous Sash equipment on Karen. Instead of running Reincarnation, we're running this to give Earth Stomp 5 more damage. Now, it doesn't sound like a whole ton on its own, especially compared to something as strong as reviving a second time after you die, but it's actually incredible, especially when you also get it boosted up through Brukan's nature damage scaling. The big thing about this is it's just very, very good in a Valeera-centric meta, as we have ways to speed up our nature abilities and regular abilities between Malfurion and Valeera, and then these big Earth Stomps hurt a lot, because we need an effective way to deal with opposing Valeeras, because she is very much a big part of the meta. And so even though it is a standard Karen Diablo cookie backbench, it definitely, I would say, plays a fair bit differently, because a lot of the time you do want your Karen coming out first. Sometimes, even if there's a convenient cookie snipe lined up, it's not always worth just getting that snipe off. That's how impactful Karen can be when he comes out sometimes. But the real power behind this strategy, I feel like, is our lead with Malfurion, Brukan, and Valeera. And so the whole thing with this is you get healing through your Malfurion, which is fantastic, life through staff. You get a lot of scaling and damage through Brukan. And then Valeera, we all know what Valeera does by now with her stealth and speed, as well as dealing a boatload of damage herself. So the cool thing about this opener is you have 3 very independently strong mercenaries who all have really incredible synergy with each other. And that's kind of one of the things that works really well for this deck, because I think it makes it harder a lot of the time for your opponents to identify what the main threat is that they should be focusing on the first turn. And I think this is one of those comps where if you don't play it how you need to play it on the first turn or two, it can be really, really hard to come back and win the game. This is actually one of the reasons why we don't mind running Valeera in the lead, because you'll notice we don't have any fast abilities to trigger her combo on turn 1. And that's actually not that bad, because even though it is a little scary versus things like Thrall Valeera, we actually don't care too much if our Valeera dies. Obviously, it's great if she sticks around and does damage and gives speed boosts, but if she dies, the comp can function totally fine without her. So we're not as reliant on having her in stealth all the time. And people get scared when they see this lineup, because all the units are really powerful. Sometimes they won't even focus Valeera, and you basically just go for that Phantom Knives almost every time, because when you combine the speed with that and the speed with Malfurion, it can help you kind of keep up with opposing Valeera comps that are trying to go a lot faster than everything else. So yeah, that is general kind of gist of the comp here. It is super duper fun to play. It definitely is not always super straightforward what the best line is, though. I think there's a lot of thinking involved with this comp, which is a good thing. And you do have to be careful. I think one of the biggest ways to make this deck have a harder time is they definitely feel the loss of Brukan early on, because the scaling is just really, really huge because we have so many nature units. But even then, there have been tons of games I've had where they focus Brukan, kill him sometimes before he can even do anything on turn 1, and we're still able to just run away with the game, because then we have Malfurion, Valeera, and then throw in Karen, and then that ends up being really strong too. We still have a ton of healing, and we can kind of speed control them a lot better than they can usually speed control us, and then get the chain lightnings off, and it just seems to work out really well. So shout out to W. Garrison for showing me this list. They actually mentioned it in my chat while I was streaming, and it was super duper fun to play, and I just had such a good time with it that I really wanted to make a full comp guide for it. And I believe it did also hit 14K early on in the season this month. I think Oko took it to a 14K early placing on the ladder, so that's pretty impressive. And other than that, it's just really good. So we're going to get into some games here. If you enjoy this type of content, do remember to like and subscribe. It really does do a lot to help the channel out. And without further ado, let's get into the games. Alright, 222. So that could be a few different things. Keep your combo middle in case you can get a rogue Illidan. And yeah, this start feels generally really solid. Alright, so was it a mirror match? It is a mirror match. Interesting. I don't know if I really played the mirror much. Well, we're going to focus their Brucon. I don't really know how this one goes, so we'll see. This deck has been getting more popular though, so I would expect to see more mirrors of it on ladder, especially after this video goes up. But it looks like they're thinking about it too. This is one of those interesting situations where winning the initial speed tie isn't actually that great because you lose out on some healing. Yeah, see, we dealt 10, but they healed 6. Interesting that they're opting to target the Valier with the super effective damage. So what I really like rooting the Valera. Big fan of rooting the Valera. The only way that gets punished is if they slow us, and they go first. Let's see, how do we want to do it with Brucon though? I think we just got to go for the flip, have this one go first. It's 38, 48, 58. No, Valir will die. Actually, no, she won't die attacking in because she'll be rooted, hopefully. Alright, so we get the root off first. That's exactly what we wanted to see. They could root us too. It's possible. Looks like they opt not to. So now they are faster with the Valera, but it's not really doing a whole lot for them. We'll go for this first into the combo to kill the Valera, and then I probably should do this just for maximum stacking.
Job's done.
Yeah, let's try it. It's a really interesting mirror match. Because I don't think I ran into it before. Maybe once. So they actually go for the con zap there. Oh, they were faster than us because of the both speeds being faster. And I do not think Deck Tracker told us that, which is annoying. So now we're definitely going to have a bit of a harder time, I think, here. Alright, let's see if we can get this down. Them having 3 nature units out, though, is just like, ugh. It's not good for us. Maybe I was even supposed to target the Brucon. Probably should have targeted the Brucon and scaled a fair bit. Oh, are they just sniping down Valyria? Yeah, they have the big bleed too. Yeah, that's game. That's game. So what did we do wrong? I guess we needed to not root the Valyria because it didn't die with the healing. That's where we fucked up. I want the rematch. Alright, so we know what this person's running. They're running the Thrall opener. I think there could actually be an argument for either a cookie or we're definitely leading these two, but I think there's an argument for either cookie or Karen and cookie. Valyria just doesn't feel like that great of a start with versus Thrallgrim. But the nice thing about this deck is it has got some kind of flexible leads. Okay. Alright, 2/2/2. So that could be a few different things. We'll just go standard lead. Whoa, okay, so this is kind of neat. We go for scaling up. We go for AoE. We go for damage here. Is Brucon scary? Let's try that. Alright. let's see what they're doing. So they go for the heal. And more damage on Mouth, okay. We're actually super okay with them targeting Mouth. He's gonna get some nice healing though. And now we are fast as well. So what are we gonna do? Actually, we should count up here. He has 66, but he's going to heal, so we can't target the Brucon just yet, I don't think. We'd have to win too many flips. Unless we go like this here. Not yet. Not quite yet. I think we just keep doing this to keep our speed up.
Job's done.
How much is that going to do to this thing? So 13, 26, 36, 39, plus another 3, 42, 52, 62. Oh, but it's going to be less because he takes less damage. So I can't do it. I'm not doing all that math out now. Let's see what happens. As they go for protecting the Brucon, that's kind of an interesting play. Makes sense because Brucon's kind of the powerhouse, which is why I'm surprised they're not focusing our Brucon. Because now we have a 0 speed. We have a 0 speed chain lightning. That's gonna really mess up their day, I think. That should be rather good. If that hits twice, it's 44. But they are going to heal again. Yeah, I think I like doing it like this. Alright, so we get our chain lightning out first. It's really big. We snipe down Mouth. It's not that bad. We get their Valyria dead. Our Valyria's alive. So this should be in a really good spot from here. I imagine they're going to send in Karen and Diablo, I think. So Karen seems good against that. We're so much faster than them that we can kill this Brucon before it can do anything. Oh wait, whoa, what is this? What is this backline? The Mouth. I mean, I guess I should have expected the Mouth, but the Tyrion I was not expecting. I was not expecting the Tyrion. They don't have a way to really deal with Valyria outside of AoE, which would be not that great for them. So we're gonna hit this first for 16. That'll put it to 38, and then Valyria kills it. And then big stomp. Look at that. 21 damage. It's going to deal 42 damage. It's half of Tyrion's health. Yep, there we go. Big stomp. Name of the comp right there. Okay, so they did go for... They actually had exact C's on killing the Valyria, which makes me a little bit sad, but... We should have a fine time dealing with this, though. Diablo time, I think. Because they're going to be very slow this turn. There's Cookie. Still one off doing this again. Let's see, that's 16, so that's 32. How do we want to do this? I think I want to kill the Malfurion. So go like this, this, this. Malf and Cookie are slow, actually. Because of... Or not Cookie. Cookie's not slow. These two are slow. Not Cookie. That should be good, I think. Let's try it. But I think we have more than enough health to get there from here. The slow last turn was really big. Made a very big difference. He can snipe us down now with Tyrion, but we get a big slow. And for some wacky reason, they ignore Brucon, they're screwed. But they probably will not. Probably just kill Brucon, which is totally fine, because we're still in a fine spot to win from here. Yep, that makes sense. The big Stomp doing more work. Look at that, 30 damage. Yep, they know. GG. Big Stomp. OP. Alright. Oh, we're up against Anakin here. Wonder if it's before or after he betrayed the Jedi. Guess we'll find out. Huh. But yeah, we're just doing the normal lead here. 2-2-2. Curious. That means, whoa! What is this? Is this demons in the back? This is spicy. This is cool. Let's see, that's 6 slower. There's an argument to consider Muddy Footing here because it messes up his Valera combo on turn 2. Or no, I guess it doesn't because Rathorian will have a 0 speed. Rathorian's first ability will be a 0 speed. I'm going to need to put the overlay on so everybody can see that. So I find it is very helpful. This is Hearthstone Deck Tracker, by the way. If you want to get it for yourself, it's free. Links in the description. It's a really helpful tool. I use it all the time when I'm playing Mercenaries. Why am I? Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going stealth, so I don't mind hitting this. Could be correct to hit this, but I don't know. We're definitely hitting it for the super effective damage. This feels like hitting it with the other damage is a little wasteful. Is that hit or random? I don't even know what his skills do. Let me look at them again. Alright, what do his skills do? Attack an enemy. If you control another demon, deal 7 to a random enemy. Well, they don't control another demon right now. So it's just attack in. Alright. Well, let's see. Root it. What are its other abilities? Battle Cry. Attack the lowest health enemy. Death Blow. Attack the lowest health enemy. Okay, that's not that scary. Okay, +5 attack. Deal this merc's attack damage to an enemy. That's scarier because we can't root that. So maybe we'll just do that. Definitely that. So we're going to try and get around the taunt here. Actually, we could just go 19 doubled is 38. 48. 51. Not enough. So I think I like the way we have our play set up then. Valera might die. No, but we're going to heal. I don't think Valera will die. We'll see. They did actually attack in. I'm pretty surprised about that. Unfortunately, we lose Brukan, but not the biggest deal in the world. Now we get a Karen swap in. And Karen's big stomp is going to do a lot versus this board. Karen stomp's also at 0 speed because of Valera and Malfurion speeding it up. So we're going to stack zeros here. Should probably do this one second. And we need to stack as many 0 speed abilities as we can. And so we do have some flips here. So they do go for all 0 speed as well. It basically comes down to some weird coin flips, 50-50s, but we'll see what happens. If we do each stack these 3, though, we'll have like the same odds. But if Karen ends up going first, it's insane because this dies and Valera takes a whole load of damage. Okay, so we don't win that, but it doesn't matter a whole ton because we're probably going to heal it up. Yeah, so that's really not terrible. I'm surprised they used that one first, but I guess they needed something to combo Valera. But I really like the position we're in right now, I think. Because they're slower and we can do some pretty good stuff. Okay, Brukan of their own. Interesting. So there's actually, I think, a pretty legitimate argument to healing, maybe. But healing might be a little greedy. It might just be better to do something like, this takes 3 less damage, so we can just snipe this down. And then Valera would go into their Valera. You get some healing, though. We could also, like, nuke this for 50. They have a nature backbench, though, so... There's another argument to Fan of Knives, or even just leaving Valera. I think I want the damage on their Valera, because we're healing and they're not right now. Yeah, that looks good. Let's try it. So we have exactly enough to kill Cornelius. Placing Valera in the middle was very important there, as it prevented way more damage on our reds, even though Malf died. This is going to be an interesting turn. We really need to kill this Brukan if we can. Alright, so there's their Malfurion. So they have a 0 speed available. Alright, what are we doing? Earth Stomp. I mean, we just go for trying to kill their Valera here. Even if it doesn't combo, I think. No, but they don't have a real way to hit our Valera, so we could just leave it and then go for the damage, or go for Fan. Kind of like that. Yeah, screw it. Let's try it. Or are they slowing? Karen? Okay. Brukan is now slow. Valyria is dead. And they're slower. We're 1 above snipe range. But actually, do they have... No, they don't have any nature damage yet. So we are actually outside of snipe range right now. That's pretty big. Because we can do some AoE stuff. Speed up. Fish. Fire Stomp. Let's roll a good fish. Would be nice. Alright, here we go. Oh, and it's a damaged fish. You love to see it. That's insane because it kills the Brukan. Which means we can basically... We should just be able to win from here. They are going to get a cookie snipe. Not that big of a deal though, because we're dealing 20 and then 24, so 48. And you're healing for your 15 and 12. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, and now I can just go for this. And how do I actually want to do this? They might heal this turn, is really scary, actually. They'll probably have to actually go into the cookie.
Job's done.
Hope I didn't mess this up. So they go for the root, and that's smart on their part. The cookie's still slower, so we win basically because we get the snipe now. These situations always scare me a little because like the healing from Malfurion can get really out of hand sometimes. Like I got soloed by a Malfurion the other day when I thought I had a guaranteed win. It just can definitely be scary. But from here, it's over. GG. Anakin did not have the high ground. Oh, looks like we have a rematch here. Cool, cool. I actually really did like our opponent's comp the last time we ran into them. I thought that was a really neat one. I think Cornelius is definitely being slept on a lot in the current meta right now. I think he's actually really good, but not enough people are using him because the popularity of Grom and Valyria right now. And if you Grom a Cornelius a lot of the time, especially against a comp like this where it's your only turn 1 activator, you're gonna have a bit of a bad time, at least in my experience. But yeah, so we're gonna do what we did last time, because what we did last time seemed to work. Nope, not that. It's always so tempting to press the Sinister Strike, but not on this comp. We are Fan of Knives. Fan of Knives turn 1 here. Alright, so they go for the damage again. I'm surprised they're actually maintaining the line of going for the mouth, because I don't think that is necessarily the best thing. Let's see, so we're just going to keep focusing this. And we need to order that differently for max damage. Alright, that should be fine. Let's do it. They heal, it's fine. We get some damage. We heal. We get some damage. And we go stealth. So now we have we are gonna have some flips here, but we can stack the flips in our favor potentially. They could do a 0 speed ability here on every character too, because they do have the 4 from Valera, so their Muddy Footing will be active here. I actually kind of like saving the Chain Lightning. I know last time we did it here and it was good, but it's kind of wasteful on the Cornelius. So I think instead what we're gonna do is go for killing the Cornelius. Actually, we're gonna order it this way. We're gonna kill the Cornelius, damage here, and Sinister Strike.
Job's done.
Alright, let's do it. I really do like saving the Chain Lightning for once they get another unit in off the bench. Because our Brucon's so high health that we don't have to worry about him dying this turn out of nowhere. Alright, so we do get the Corn snipe down. That's pretty big, most likely. They snipe down our mouth, which does mess up our where we wanted Valera to go, but we're still stealth, so not that big of a deal. The question is, what do we want to bring in here? Pretty sure it's just going to be Karen. We put Brucon in the middle, though, because we want to make it awkward for them to go for their Chain Lightning here. There is also an argument to bringing out Diablo, so we can stack faster abilities, the 2s, to give ourselves a better chance of going off first. How fast is this? This is going to be 1 speed. I'm going to bring in the Diablo. Normally I like bringing in Karen off the bench. And Karen probably would have been better with the Tyrion now that I can see that, but hindsight is 20/20, as they say. So what do we want to hit first here? I think we want the Diablo AoE going first. And then this. And then... So there's not much of a point in stacking more 2-speed abilities unless they're also doing it, which they could. They could do what we're doing and do stack the Chain Lightning and the Ambush, but they don't have a 2 they can stack here. So I think for that reason we do go for the Ambush. We want to stack our 2s as much as we can. Alright, so they got some Euro speed stuff. That's fine. This is why we stacked our 2 abilities, though, to give us a better chance of getting to go off there, and we did. We were able to kill Brucon before it could do anything. Diablo's big. Lyra's still alive, which is cool. She's probably not going to do anything except die this turn, but she can't get Cookie sniped, so that's a positive. And Brucon, especially this scaled up, is just going to destroy this Malfurion. Should probably kill this. Actually, I can actually set up for a snipe on it next turn, potentially.
Job's done.
And then we just do this here to kill off around Valera. We don't want it sticking around her next turn. At least I'm pretty sure that's a move. Oh, okay, they did it. Wow. Wait, they didn't get a... oh, it's because they used the faster ability to snipe her down. That's actually fine. Actually, totally fine. Big Karen time. Big Karen time. So we kill... Look at 27 damage. That's insanity.
Job's done.
It's absolute insanity. But it's pretty sweet. The big stomp is just stomping them. It's doing what it does. It's interesting they're running the King's Helmet on Tyrion. I don't think I've ever seen that one before, making the Blessing of Kings do double the buff, which is pretty neat. I'm surprised they're not running more units that care about the buffs though, and they have the nature units. I feel like Illidan could work a lot better for them. Yeah, we get Mouth there, Cookie slow, dead next turn. GG. Alright. Let's see. Ooh, okay, so I think they're running Karen, or not Karen, I think they're running the Lyra Thrall build. We'll test the Warriors with this though, and see if that's what they've got. Okay, it's not. Well, okay, so it's Mam. Interesting. I think Mam should be good for us. Hand of Knives. Just kill this.
Job's done.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, the nicest thing about running into Mam is they don't really have a good green on their comp for dealing with us until Sylvanas at the end. And they can't really just bring Sylvanas off the bench very easily and have it be beneficial. Because until she starts scaling up, she just really doesn't do a whole ton. Alright, so that's Monkey, or Big Brother down. I think they're definitely making the right move to focusing the Brucon. I just don't think they have enough damage to effectively do it, because now we can just snipe down the Anduin, right? Like 13 is 26. 26 and 46. So that should be enough. Well, actually, wait. They're going to have this ability sped up, so they're actually going to heal for a bit. So I don't think we actually... Because that is 0 speed. I think we might actually wait a turn on the Anduin. Because we can't kill it this turn. Doesn't seem like.
Job's done.
We could go for a slow there, but then it's still not enough, I don't think. We're just going to go with the play I queued. Yeah, I think I made the right call there. I think I made the right call. Let's see, so we could... We could try and high roll this. Zap, zap. See if it kills that. Kind of like it. That goes 1, 2. Because it could hit the the mouth twice, and then we don't get nearly as much damage, which is kind of bad. So it is a little risky. You could just snipe down the Malfurion, I guess. 32. Kill it with Valera, and then root the Mukla, so it can't do anything. Or heal. We're rooting it. Because we're getting some decent healing on our own. Just from the nature spells. Yeah, see, you're just... I think the root was definitely the right call there. Because now we can kill this very quickly. And get more damage on stuff. Oh, it's a Blink Fox. That's pretty cool. Wasn't expecting that. You go that there. That there. I think we go for Fan of Knives. Or just, it's either Fan or leave the Valera alone. I actually like leaving the Valera alone. So we leave Valera where she is. They really can't do anything against her with Anduin. Okay, so they had Valera's ability, but they didn't combo it. Now we Chain Lightning. So Mukla down. And we were just in a great spot here. We're just healing way too much for them to really deal with it. There's Diablo. We can one speed super big heal right now if we want. That's also 40 damage on the Diablo. 40, right? Or no, it's 38. We could give it more though. Just kill the Diablo. So that's 19. So we up another 3. So 22, 44, 44, and 20, 60. So 63. Valera can kill it then. Yeah, this comp is busted. We might not even lose a mercenary this game. This might be a flawless victory against MAM. Because they're just not doing enough to slow us down. We can big heal this turn. Yeah, that's just GG. I'm surprised they didn't have Sylvanas in the back. The shadow. It's interesting. Alright. 2-2-2. This looks like they switched it up. Cool, cool. Let's see what they reckon. Ooh. Valera Frost. That's cool. I don't know if I've faced Valera Frost with this yet. So we definitely target the Jaina. Definitely target the Jaina. The one question here that I think is worth doing is I think we muddy this because that way it can't combo the Valera on 2. Because we don't have enough damage to pop this turn 1 either way. They deal quite a bit to Brucon here though. And now we can actually stack our zeros here. Let's see. So I like doing it like this. Get the damage to put this in Valyria range, and keep the Jaina getting lower. Wait, can we actually pop the Jaina? Oh yeah, we can pop the Jaina. We're 100%, so 10 gets her to 43. That would be 33. And then, yeah. Alright, let's try that. Okay, that makes sense. Jane is popped. Ooh, that definitely hurts a lot. We can big stomp here, though. Actually, is Cookie better here? Cookie, snipe. That kills that. And how much do I have? At 16, it'd be 32. Probably just better to set up to do the... I actually would rather have this healthy for Diablo, though. So I think we do Cookie here. And we're really fast. We can just go snipe. We can go kill the Jaina. And I think we want to keep ourselves as fast as possible.
Job's done.
No, but I don't want their Valyria attacking, so we're gonna root it. Holy fan. Interesting. Well, now we can kill their Valyria really easily. And they don't have a super... I think it was actually better, like, not trying to kill everything at once there. You don't want to give them that super clean switch into what I'm presuming is Diablo Care and Cookie on the backbench. Yep, okay. So we could actually order this and get another Cookie snipe. And then do that. Looks pretty good. So I think Cookie was definitely the right choice to swap in last turn. Just doing really good here. Just ran, yeah. Just the opener just really ran away with it. GG. Alright, and we actually had a lot of success with this comp today. It felt really good the first time I played it on stream, and it continued to feel that good in the games I played today. We went, I believe the final score was 5-2 today, so 2 losses, 5 wins. It did really well. There was actually, you know, even a game or two there where it just couldn't, especially if you're running into Malfurion, Anduin, Mukla, this comp seems to absolutely destroy it, because Brukan is probably the scariest of our 3 openers in terms of his scaling and what he enables. And Mam just doesn't really have a way to deal with Brukan when you have the Malfurion healing. On top of that, since Anduin is their only caster, they don't really have a way to burst Malfurion down, so he keeps healing, and then your Brukan, Malf, and Valyria just don't end up dying from the incremental damage Malf kind of tries to do while healing up. So if you're running into a lot of Mam, this is the comp for you. It seems to absolutely stomp them. And it can still beat traditional, very powerful meta comps like Valera Thrall Grom, though you will often lose your Valera on turn 1 in that matchup, so sometimes it might be worth exploring an alternative lead if you're running into a lot of that. However, as we've seen in a few games with this comp, it's not all reliant on Valera. You can get there just as easily with your nature synergies, with Valera dying early on. Obviously, if she doesn't die early on, she's an insanely powerful mercenary with the speed manipulation and the sheer damage output she can do, especially against casters, which are some of the scariest mercs in the meta. And yeah, it feels really, really good. Going to the name of the deck here, the big Stomp, and we didn't use Karen in every single game, but every time he came out, that Stomp felt like it was just doing so much, and the damage really adds up, especially on those Valeras, which are kind of one of the main things we're targeting with a build like this. I know when I played it on stream, there were at least 2 different instances where the extra damage from Stomp enabled killing a Valera that would not have otherwise died, with that 10 extra damage through the super effective hit, it dealing 30 instead of 20 like it normally would if we had Reincarnation. So it made a difference. I really like it. It feels really good, and especially in a meta where Cookie is a very prominent member of the majority of teams, Reincarnation isn't always a good thing. There are a fair amount of times when you can actually lose a game if your Karen gets low enough, gets sniped by a Cookie, and then they just get another slow and set up for another Cookie snipe next turn, because that is a 45 health swing on that first snipe and a denial of an action. And then if they do it again, it's another 45 HP. That's 90 HP. That is basically how much health with Cookie's appetizers. That's how much health a max Karen has, 90 HP. So it really is kind of crazy how much HP you can gain off of Cookie and how much that can kind of swing the late game. So I think as good as Reincarnation is right now, especially in a build like this, Thunderous Sash is the way you want to go. But that's going to do it for this video. Highly recommend you try out this comp. It is my favorite thing to play on ladder right now, and in my personal opinion, it is easily one of the best decks in the game. Definitely one of the 3 or 4 comps that I think is just absolutely top tier of the meta right now. And I think it's going to be interesting to try and come up with a counter for it, because it feels really strong against quite a lot of the field. But that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed it, do remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.